So let's get right to it. Thank you for taking the time away from your world to spend some time with me or listen to me talk. I'm not very exciting, but I want to make sure everyone's on the same page. We're starting our 2019-2020 season, and virtual meetings have been like my jam as a fairly new mom, but hopefully this works out for everyone's schedule a little better. If you're not here with us right now, I will be posting this to the studio's YouTube channel later on so that you can stay in the loop. But to my knowledge, we are kicking off the 7th dance season. Still kind of up in the air there. Kathy's helping me track that down, but I'm pretty sure we're on the 7th season here at TC Dance Co. And we are getting ready to start our season October 7th. We're going to go October 7th through May 28th. That's our recital day as of yet. It is not subject to change. I'm not saying it's going to change. There could be a strange thing that happens from the school on the school's part, but that's what we're planning on right now. So as always, we're hoping to establish a solid foundation in dance, and we're hoping to dedicate time in dance classes for the study of technical components from each dance style, while also keeping it fun and having choreography and dances and things to look forward to. But this year I'd really like to focus and cater a plan for each of my students on how to help them excel and feel like they're moving up in their dance world. So that's why I renamed the classes this year. Rather than doing a level structure, we've got ability structure this year. So the first 2 weeks of classes, in the past we've done this, but I'm going to be even more probably just in contact with parents even more if I have any questions or if students have questions, because we are transitioning into ability level. I'll be chatting with parents on what my plan is for their student, and if they have any questions about where their students are, let me know. I am happy to chat with you about that because, like I said, I'm still trying to individually form plans for each student so that they can rise however quickly they want to. So if you're watching this right now, you have registered for dance, but because of the new structure, I'm hoping that anyone that registers in the future, if you have friends or family or whatever, that they chat with staff, Kathy, me, or our other teachers about what would be the correct placement for their dancer rather than just going into whatever the age group is. So that does mean we may have older students dancing with younger students or vice versa, younger students dancing with older students, and that may just be in a few dances or in classes. I just want to open that idea up so that it's not stuck to, I'm in 4th grade, I dance with 4th graders. So anyways, as far as tuition goes, I'm going to share the screen with you guys real quick. Let's see if this works. Screen sharing. Boom. Here it is. So I'm reading off of the kickoff note. You're going to get a copy of this note, hopefully right after we chat via email. But this is the tuition for this year. If you want to go ahead and take a look at this in greater detail, you can go to this nifty little site. This is linked on our Facebook page, but I really have been working hard, and for the last actually 2 years, I've been working hard about keeping this updated. We've got schedule right here. If there's ever any schedule changes, those will be down here. And there's a little synopsis on placement right there. Our classes breakdown on what every class is about is there. And then this is a little bit more on policy. This is mostly policy for me. See, you guys are like getting all the details because I've been working so hard on this. I want someone to look at it. But I've been running the studio based on these policies since I've been here. But if you want to see it in writing, there it is. Studio attire and shoes. We've got what I prefer in attire, and especially this year, I really want to focus on this ballet attire. I know that in the past I've had ballet contemporary classes, but if you do have a dancer in the premier ballet class especially, that one is the premier ballet class, and then the elite point and technique class is really, really important to have this attire. It is helpful for the teachers. It's helpful for the students. We're working a lot on body composition and muscle groups, and that is key So then questions on shoes right here. We are still keeping our hip hop combat boot and the Converse style shoe, but let it be known, I'm throwing it out there for the future years, that shoe will change next year. I'm not changing it this year. I don't want you guys to be too blindsided there, but I will be changing that in the future. On the same website, we've got competitive information. We have the About Us section, which is my personal favorite, where you can check out what's going on with our new teachers. And of course, studio owner, tuition, billing genie, backstage manager, studio director, or studio doctor, and plan executor, and wind beneath the studio's wings, Kathy Waldo. I feel like I just introduced her onto a game show, but she's not with us, but she is with me in spirit right now. She'll probably text me if I forget anything, actually, which I love. All right, moving on. So we've got tuition. You guys are checking that out. I'm gonna get back to, we're gonna stop screen sharing. Okay, so I'm back. You're looking at my mug again. I've been doing all these arm motions and like this sort of thing, but you haven't even seen those. Sad. So costume fee is the same for this year, $50 per class, which includes tights if your dancers need them for their costume. I'd like to point out that with tuition being due at the first of the month, we've got that in October, we've got tuition all through the season, but October you pay your tuition fee, November you pay your tuition fee, and then December you need to pay a tuition fee and the costume fee. So December might be a little bit of a heavier month. Please talk to us. Keep in contact with us if there's any problem with getting it there exactly on time, or if it's still in the works. Just be in communication with the lovely Kathy Waldo or myself, just so we know what's going on. And hopefully we're approachable enough that you can be like, hey, it's on its way, because things happen. So with that costume fee, each of your dancers' classes needs one costume except the junior tap hip hop class and the ballet jazz combo class, along with the mini tap ballet class. So any of the combo style classes needs 2 costumes because they're likely going to have a couple dances there at the end of the year. So due date for those fees are December 1st. Moving right along, which perfectly segues us into the fundraising. We've got fundraising starting very soon, within the next couple days, if not either the start of the next week or start of the week after next. We need to get going on that fundraising because we need to have all of the fundraising information into this company that hand builds these wreaths for us by the first dance class that your student comes to. So the money will go straight to the cost of your recital costumes, which is what in the past this fundraising, the wreath fundraiser has been for. But this year we're also opening it up to the competition students as well. So first priority will be the costumes. Second priority, if you oversell what you would need for your costume fee, it'll go towards competition. And after that, it's entry fees. And then if you really want to get crazy, it goes into your jacket fee. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the fundraiser. I'll be sending out a little note on fundraising along with the kickoff note in the email. And yeah, that's fundraising. I have written in here, many dancers didn't have the money out of pocket last year, so they sold enough to cover for their costumes. I'm going to take this off. Taking my clothes off, guys. Additional funds raised above and beyond your costume and competition fees go to offset the cost of our recital and or the winter show. And so that's really appreciated. It is seriously a huge weight off of my shoulders to try to keep the shows small. I really like making these productions a big deal because the dancers feel like they're a big deal. I feel like they're a big deal. And I think the more effort that the studio puts into these shows, the students will recognize the effort. And I believe that it cultivates more dedication. So I appreciate all of the support there. The competition team fundraiser, like I mentioned before, is the wreath fundraiser unless otherwise notified. I am chatting with someone right now about helping us out, but the studio is only going to be providing one fundraiser. All dancers need to purchase the shoes required for their class if they don't already have them. I know that's kind of a given, but we do have a little hand-me-down area at the studio if you haven't already seen it. Some of this is review for those of you who have been with us for a while, but if you want to check that, you are more than welcome to. So if you'd like to elevate your dancers' training further than recitals and community performances, more on a recreational level, and then competition, which is more of a competitive level, we also have one more option here, which is called Montana Dance and Arts Association workshops. I participated them as a in them as a student, and then I participated in them as just a teacher. I've been to them and I've taken dancers from our little TC Dance & Co. there, but they've been a really good experience. I have enjoyed watching the students there, and I'm hoping that the students have enjoyed it because they've got these all-star choreographers that come in, and learning from someone new is always a really good skill to have as a dancer, even if you're not going to pursue dance moving forward. Just the idea that you are adaptable and willing to learn from someone new is a really great skill. So if you guys have any questions about that, this year the dates for MDAA in the fall are October 18th through 20th in Great Falls. Yes, I said Great Falls. I'm freaking out about it. And then April 4th through 5th in Helena. So usually the spots that they go to are Belgrade, Great Falls, Missoula, and Helena, and they kind of jump around. But I'm excited to have it in October in Great Falls. So that's something that you can definitely talk with me about. I think the first week of dance classes will be the only time that you can get registered, because after that, then the workshop comes and goes. We've got Neverland the Dancical, and it's going to be great. All the classes will be involved. And in previous years, we've had parents help with costuming and that sort of thing. So note that all of our winter productions moving forward are going to require some sort of parental involvement with costumes. You can count on pretty much a black legging and a corresponding shirt. Please don't go out and buy anything. I really want you to be able to use what you have at home. So these do not need to be like Broadway quality costumes. So don't get too out of hand there, but I guess what will be required for each class will be thrown out to you guys as soon as I have compiled it. And because this is, the dates for this show are January 14th or January 17th. The 14th is going to be the dress rehearsal. But because this is mid-January, we've got some time, but I'm going to start dances right away. So I think we'll be chatting about it and there will be some buzz. So just keep that in the back of your mind. There will be some accessories that will be provided for a few of the classes. I think we've got swords and maybe pirate hats. Oh, and one of my favorite parts that I'm already so excited about. This year we have Tinkerbells. And with our Tinkerbells, we need some Tinkerdads. So me personally knowing that we have the best dance dads in the entire world, I figured Tinkerdads probably would happen. Although I know what were they? They were like lumberjacks when they did Frozen performance. I know that that's a little bit more masculine, and Tinkerdads could possibly humiliate some dads. But they're going to be dancing with little ones. It'll be a blast. And please, with everything that I have, I'm begging for some help to recruit some Tinkerdads. I will not require them to wear a dress. I have some wings, and I'm looking to get a sweatband because everyone knows those two things are perfect when it comes to Tinkerdads. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. And also potentially we'll have a little pirate dance. I don't know if that will be moms and dads or just dads, but I'd love to have some pirates and Tinkerdads, throwing it out there. Start chatting with your dads. And if I don't get enough dads, I'm going to start recruiting little dancers to go like Pretty Please with lots of eyelash blinks. So if you guys can help me out with that, that would be amazing. And I'm so excited about it. It's always so fun. It draws such a great crowd. So I'm not going to say it's not self-serving. It is, because I want everyone to see our shows because I'm so proud of them. But ultimately, what I took from each of the parent participation dances is your kids are so proud of you. And I know that with how much they talk about it and how much hype there is around it, they've just got to be so proud. And I think it's really cool to watch the parents go on stage, and then off stage, I'm sure the kids go, if dad can do it, I can do it. So it's just a cool thing. I love it. All right, let's move right on to competition. We've got competition April 17th and 18th. That's going to be in Belgrade this year. And all the fees that are due for that, which means you need to get a TC Dance Code jacket if you don't have one already. That's the uniform in order to compete. And we did have to get new jackets last year, so if you haven't gotten one or if you took a year off, hit me up. All the competition fees, the entry fees, the jackets, everything needs to be to me by March 2nd. So if you don't fundraise, you have until March 2nd to get that to me. So the other performance opportunities that we might have could be at nursing homes. We've done that in the past. Sometimes we work with CCPA for their Christmas program. I don't think that's in the works for us this year because we are doing our own Christmas performance, but I'm always looking for reasons and ways to reach out to the community and get your kids on stage, because I believe that that really helps them with performance quality and kind of gaining that muscle of being comfortable on stage. So that is something that could happen, So the big shebang, at the very end of the season, we are going to have a recital May 28th. That is the last week of school. I believe it's the day before the last day of school for Fort Benton and Big Sandy, or it's Big Sandy's last day of school. But that's a Thursday. It's not Friday, not a Saturday, kind of a weird day for us, but we had to sneak that in because once school is out, it's hard to track everyone down. So we'll be charging for tuition until May, so you'll have to pay all the way through the month of May, although we will be having classes and rehearsals different than the normal schedule. So just keep that in mind. And for our recital this year, we are going to do a happy birthday to TC Dance & Co. So it's all going to be TC's favorites. We might have some throwback dances. It's all just going to be party themed, and I'm excited about that. It'll be a blast. So the dress rehearsal for that currently is scheduled for May 26th. Those are really important dates. With each of the performance dates that I've been providing for you guys, I have, as you'll notice, a coinciding rehearsal, like dress or tech rehearsal day. And that's because it's so important. If your kids don't have, or students don't have the ability to walk on stage and kind of break down what it's going to be like being in a new atmosphere with an audience and different directions and just not being in the studio, new surroundings, it's difficult for them to just adapt to that, which is why those practices are so important. So please help me with that. And then picture day will be at some point in April. Haven't chatted with the picture day lady quite yet, but we really enjoy having her here, and the pictures always turn out great. So I will let you know. The goal is 2 weeks or more in advance. Okay, so let me see if I've forgotten anything. Wow, I just talked for a really long time, a solid half hour. Okay, let's go back to the Christmas decoration fundraiser with the wreaths. Like I said, I'll be sending out a secondary letter that explains exactly what's going to be needed. But I also wanted to tell you, if you are interested in fundraising, that you'll have about 30% of the items that you sell that will go towards your wreath. Towards your costume fee. That, like, numbers wise, is about $200 worth of wreaths, and then you've got your $50 costume fee. So just sell accordingly. And like I said, again, October 7th, 5th through 7th, 7th through 10th for your first class. That's when you're going to need to bring those. So sell away. And I think that's about it. I'm going to open it up for some questions. If you have any questions, I haven't been watching myself. I've just been looking at my notes. So I might have been doing this a lot. That's okay. You guys know me. Let's open it up for some questions. I'm going to unmute everyone. You don't have to do it. I got you. Unmute. Does anyone have any questions? I literally hear a frog noise. Okay, well, that's good. I guess no one has any questions. I'll be sending out.
I have a question. I'm sorry, this is Angie. I put it in the chat box, but for those new to competition.
I see it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what are the approximate competition fees?
Yes, I got you, girl. Let me just search this real fast. I have this somewhere on my desktop. But we're going to be going to team dance competition, which is one of my favorites because they are less expensive. But also, I chatted with the owner of Team Dance because we were struggling with a little bit of some rule violation at some other competitions. So in my experience, they've been the most conservative, the most fair. And let me pull up some prices for you. Sorry, this is going to take me a second. Of course, I have to log in. Okay, so this is just approximate. It changes depending on location, but approximately a group routine, which is 5 dancers per dance or more, is about $45 for an entry fee. If it's a trio, it bumps up to $65. A duo is $85. They don't have this on here, but I know in the past a duo has been about $85 or $95, something like that. And then the solos is $115. So I'd like to gear everyone, if I can, towards first. If you'd like to compete first, go for a group routine. And if that's something that is okay, and you're okay with that amount of time and dedication as far as bumping into a competitive dancer, then go into the more duo, trio, solo. So does that answer your question a little bit?
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Anything else?
Kayla, this is Courtney.
Hi, Courtney.
For the dads, is it any age group or is there a specific age group that can do it?
No, I want all the dads that could ever possibly consider dancing at the recital. So if you have a dad who is in the classes that will be with the little Tinkerbells, then you'll have a Tinker Dad. Otherwise, you'll have a Pirate Dad.
Okay, awesome. I'll recruit Chris to do that.
That's great. And I think, I don't know this for sure, so don't quote me on it, but Terry Halco said that Chris Halco would be willing to do some, like, recruitment work. And so we might have some older dads doing it too. So it doesn't need to just be the young dads. My husband won't, though. If anyone's wondering, I have given him exemptions because he's running my lights. The only reason. Otherwise, I'd be strapping some wings on that guy. Tell you what. Anything else? I'm looking at Kristen. She's the only person I can see, though. Everyone else doesn't have a camera. Okay.
You said Belgrade, April 17th and 18th, right?
I did. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And that is not going to change.
No? Okay.
No. I chatted with the home office about it, so we should be good there.
And which competition are we going through this time?
It's team dance. We did it 2
Team
weeks
dance.
ago. And the thing that I really like about them, other than them being very fair, is they've got an auditorium. So you actually have good seating. You don't have to sit in, like,
Yeah, perfect.
in a weird
So I
ballroom.
wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So far, only one competition, but depending on the desire and the need in the future, I would not be opposed to going to a couple.
Yeah.
Also, it's financially a little straining. Let's all be honest here. Dance is expensive, y'all.
It is.
my parents had 3 girls, and all 3 of us danced because they basically said, if you guys are going to do something like this, you all have to do it, or none of you are going to do it because we're not going to travel like this without the whole family. And I just remember my mom jokingly saying, do I need to get a part-time job to pay for your costumes? But really what they provided for me was such an incredible knowledge of dance, and now it's what I love to do. It's so great. Love it. So what you're doing does not go unnoticed. It's not in vain. Okay, well, it's 9 o'clock. That's kind of late. Thanks for meeting with me. You guys are awesome. I think we're gonna sign off, but here's a little copy for you. And if you want to check on the YouTube channel or refer people back to this video, that would be great.
I'll be in touch.
Awesome. And let me just shamelessly plug one more time this lovely website that I have worked so hard on. I know, like I said, I've been working on this for a couple years. It's been up, but I just haven't really told anyone about it. So any questions, or if you forget the schedule, it's right here. Classes, competitive information will always be up to date. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I hope you guys have an awesome night. Oh, I didn't even talk about our new teachers. If you want to go on to our website and check out our awesome new teachers, this year we've got Heather Dilworth and Audrey Seipler. They're both actually from Big Sandy. Heather lived in Fort Benton for a while, but Audrey is a senior at Big Sandy High School and has been a competitive dancer for a long time. And it's been really cool to watch her grow. And I'm excited to have her on board this year. And I see that she will probably take a role of inspiration at the studio, which is really cool. And Heather is just a doll, and she's teaching our Mini Movers class, which is another name for creative movement. And her and I are co-teaching. I'll be pretty involved in both Heather and Audrey's classes, just either popping in occasionally, or I've got lesson plans for them and that sort of thing. So I will not be a stranger. I still want to know what's going on with your kids. But please look at our cool website. And really, I think that's all I can possibly say.
Hey, Kayla, what's the